Hey guys, Jackson Hunter here with a review of Speak to Spark Arousal, a new program by Jessica J. So let's take a look at what you're going to get in this review. You're going to find out what is the Speak to Spark Arousal program, who created the course and what you should know about them, our verdict, so you're going to get the good, the bad, the bottom line, who is it for and who is it not for, how does it work, you'll get an inside look at the private members site for Speak to Spark Arousal, what you get, so we're going to give you information on the course modules, the parts and the bonuses, as well as an in-depth review of the course and the bonuses. And you're going to find out whether or not the system lives up to the promises in the video and the marketing. So first of all, what is Speak to Spark Arousal? Well, it's a program that teaches you how to attract and connect with women through better conversational skills. You get insight from a woman into the type of man that women really want and what causes their feelings of sexual attraction. Now, it encourages you to be your natural and authentic self when meeting and talking to women. It gives you principles to follow more than specific lines to use. So, who is Jessica J? Well, she's a dating and relationship coach who trained as a marriage and family therapist. She was featured on the TV show Nightline as one of America's most desirable daters. And she's also the host of a show on Playboy Radio that specializes in dating and relationship advice for both men and women. So here is Dating Skills Review's verdict on Speak to Spark Arousal, and we're going to start with the bad. So one thing is, it could have used more depth and examples for some of the conversation tools. It also doesn't give you examples of good answers for the practice questions that are asked, and we'll talk a bit more about this later on. Okay, now let's turn our attention to the good things about this program. And one thing is, it gives you a solid framework to go from meeting a woman to dating her based on naturally being yourself. And another good thing is you get a female perspective on how it feels to a woman when you say and do different things. And it also helps teach you the correct mindset, and it gives you practical exercises to become a more attractive man. So here's the bottom line, and we've given this an overall rating of 8.1 out of 10, so this is excellent in our opinion. So it's a good beginner's level product to help you meet, attract and date more women. It's mainly focused on what to say to make girls feel more attractive and connected to you. And there's nothing too complicated here, and it's a great option for guys who want more success with women without changing who they are or learning a lot of tactics and tricks. So who is this program a good fit for? Well, it's good for guys who don't feel confident or comfortable knowing what to say to meet and attract women. Also for men who don't like using pickup lines or any of the more tactical focused advice from the seduction community. For guys who want to be more attractive to women while still being themselves. And for anyone who is too much of a nice guy. And you'll get a woman's take on how this feels for them and why it's a problem. Now, who is Speak to Spark Arousal not a good fit for? It's not a good fit for guys who are more advanced and already able to attract quality women pretty consistently. Also for men who are more into the pickup culture and they like using routines and gimmicks to meet women, this product isn't going to be a good fit for you. For guys who can't think for themselves and they want a specific script for exactly what to say every step of the way, you're not going to get that in this product. Okay guys, so let's take an inside look now at the Speak to Spark Arousal members area. Okay, so this is what you're going to see when you log into the members area. So up here we've got Speak to Spark Arousal Home. This is where you find all of the content. It's also down here in the left-hand column. Now, up here along the top, you'll see these things: turn on texting and bring her to the brink. Now, you may not see these because these are extra programs that you can purchase afterwards if you wish. So if you don't see those, don't worry about it. What you're going to have access to is the main content down here. So the first thing you're going to see is this welcome message here from Jessica, and she's got the support address here. So if you have any problems with anything, email the support and they'll get back to you within 48 hours. Okay, so going down, you're going to see here, this is where you can access the bonuses. So natural conversation starters, the friend zone escape hatch, and what to say next. So you download all of those here from the main introduction page. You won't find them anywhere else in the program, so that's important to remember. Now, first thing you want to do is watch this video. It's an introduction video from Jessica. So it's going to tell you a bit about the program, so definitely check that out first. And as we scroll down, there's more information here on what you're going to get inside. So read through that, and then we've got the main content over here, and it's broken up into different modules. So you've got module 1, the rule of 3. So we click on that, And the way the content works here is you have access to the videos, and in some of the modules, in some of the parts of the modules, you'll be able to download the audio as well, and you just right click on that and you can save it to your computer. Not all of them will have the option to download the audio, that's fine, you can just watch the videos. So you'll see the different modules. You've got the rule of 3, 1, 2, 3 talk, mixing ingredients and baking that cake. These might not sound like they make a lot of sense right now, but Jessica uses a lot of analogies and metaphors in explaining things to you, and I actually found that really helpful, and I think that guys will find it easy to understand what she's talking about by following these analogies and metaphors. So even though they might sound a bit strange, like this one here, module 4, the number sandwich and going home, once you listen to her explain it, it'll make a lot of sense. So all up, there's 6 modules, and then the final thoughts, which is the completion of the program. It's just summing everything up. So again, another video there. Congratulations, you've completed your Speak to Spark Arousal program. And you've got another bonus here you can download that wasn't advertised, so it's just a little extra there. So overall, it's very easy to use, it's very straightforward. Just click on the link and it's going to take you to whatever you want to find. You just study everything in order as it's laid out, so very easy to navigate and get through, and it's very straightforward and simple, so I can't imagine you're going to have any problems using this. So just recapping what you get with the modules, the parts and the access, it's a multimedia course, so you're getting PDFs, audio and video. So the different modules you get are the rule of 3, 1, 2, 3 talk, mixing ingredients and baking that cake, the number sandwich and going home, getting a stronger rope, don't be a hoe, and the final thought. So again, it's going to make a lot more sense once you listen to Jessica explain all of this. So the bonus products, you get natural conversation starters. So this is giving you examples of what to say when you meet women in different situations. And it's not so much about giving you pickup lines, it's about giving you templates you can follow, and you can mold it so it fits your own personality. So that's a pretty good bonus you're going to find there. The friend zone escape hatch, very straightforward. It does what it says. It teaches you how to get out of the friend zone with women. And what to say next. So this one is like a flow chart, and it gives you examples of what to say next. So let's take a look at whether or not the course is legit. So is it effective? Well, it's based on what naturally confident and charismatic men do to meet, attract and connect with women. By studying this program and trying out what it teaches in the real world, it would be surprising if you didn't see a significant improvement in the way that women respond to you. Overall, the advice offered here, it is really solid. So for effectiveness, we've given it a rating of 8 out of 10. Now, how easy is it to actually put it into practice? Well, it's pretty straightforward advice here, and there's nothing really complicated you need to learn. It gives you some assignments to do, which will help you later on when you're applying all of this. Now, it would have been even better with more examples and some suggested answers for the practice questions. So there's a part in the course where Jessica gives you examples of things that a woman might say during the conversation, questions that she might throw at you, and she encourages you to come up with answers for those. Now, that's a great exercise and it's worth including. However, it would have been a lot better if there were examples of good responses so that you know that the answers you're coming up with are on the right track. That's not there, so it kind of makes it a bit confusing whether or not your answers, your examples are good or they're bad, whether you're on the right track or not. So if that was included, if those suggested good examples were included, it would have made everything so much better in my opinion. So for ease of implementation, we've given it an 8 out of 10. So how original is this? Will you find this elsewhere? Well, there's no other programs taught by a woman that give you the same insight into many of the things that are taught here in Speak to Spark Arousal. The main ideas and principles aren't really anything revolutionary. Now, like I mentioned before, it uses a lot of analogies to help explain things, so it may be easier to understand than other advice you've heard. You may have heard the concept before, but maybe it's explained here in a way that you understand it easier. So for innovativeness, we've given it a 6 out of 10. What's the product experience like? Well, as we saw before in the members area, it's got a very clean and easy to use interface. There's no problems there. Jessica has a positive and upbeat vibe, which is great when watching the video, so it makes it fun to watch the course. Now, this is a ClickBank marketplace product, and that means you get a 60-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, you can get your money returned. And they have fantastic customer support. If you have any issues, they'll get back to you very quickly. And we always recommend ClickBank products for their support. You're never going to have any issues with not getting details from them or not being able to get a refund if you don't like the product for any reason. So for packaging and customer service, we've given this a really solid 10 out of 10. Is it good value for money? Well, the cost is $49.95. Now it's a one-time payment. There's no rebills after that. There's a lot of content included in the membership area when you've got those 3 bonuses included as well. It's good quality information that is well worth the price of the program. So for value of money, we've given it a 9 out of 10. Now let's talk about whether or not the system lives up to the video and the marketing. Now it makes some big promises, and if you've seen this video already, it talks about a hidden sexual tripwire in a woman's brain that triggers her lust. So that's something that you remember if you've already watched it. If you haven't, it's a big theme throughout, as well as this thing called the override effect, and that means that parts of her brain designed to put the brakes on her sexual decision making get switched off. So the video gives you the impression that you're going to be having sex with women very quickly via this sexual tripwire and switching off her sexual decision making. Now let's talk about the reality. So unfortunately the sexual tripwire and the override effect aren't featured in the course. In that introduction video that I showed before, that's on the very first page when you log into the members area, Jessica talks about how now that you know the override effect, here's what you're going to do to put that into action. So it's not something that's really taught, and it's not something that really exists in reality. Like the sexual tripwire isn't featured at all. If it was, I certainly didn't come across it. So it's a bit like misleading from that point. You're not going to find out anything about that. However, there is some really good quality information in the product. It's just not too closely related to what the marketing suggests. So what Jessica teaches and what the person who did the marketing came up with are fairly different things. So as long as you understand that, realize that there's a lot of great stuff you're going to get from this course. You're just not going to learn about this sexual tripwire, and you're not going to be creating this intense sexual lust as quickly as what the marketing makes out. Okay guys, so here's a recap of what we think of this program, the good, the bad, the bottom line. You can see we've given it an 8.1 out of 10. Now if you're not too familiar with our site, we are very hard markers, so anything that we rate above an 8 is what we consider excellent. So we recommend this course, particularly for guys who are at a beginner's level, and for guys who want a natural way of being themselves to meet and attract more women. So if you fit into that category, this is something that we suggest you check out. So if you do want to check out this program, then all you need to do is scroll to the top of the page above the video that you're watching now and click on this red button here that says go to Speak to Spark Arousal, and that's going to take you to the sales page, and from there you can purchase the product. Now of course the other thing you can do is read the rest of the review. So we've got here more information on the good, the bad, the bottom line, and underneath the video that you're watching you're going to have the full detailed written review, and that's going to go into more depth than what we're able to cover there in the video review. A bit more information on some of the content that's included in the course, so definitely check that out. Find out whether or not it's a good fit for you, and if it's something that you think is going to help you with women, then click on this button here, go to Speak to Spark Arousal, and you'll be able to purchase the product. Thanks for watching this video guys, I hope you found it useful, and if you do purchase this program, then I wish you the best of luck with it.